Hey, Brian, I don't have anything. It won't let me join.
Oh, that's because that's me.
Oh, that's what we got.
Oh, it says
He
join.
does.
Lindsay's frozen in time.
It's not like I'm waiting to lobby.
It should be between me and Lindsay. We're both hosts of the meeting, so I probably need to make you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I should put
Got it.
Evening.
Caitlin. Evening.
How's
Evening.
Caitlin?
Fine.
I talked to John about your lot.
Yeah, what do you
You
think?
talked to your owner, the other owners?
Yeah,
What do they think?
it says fine.
We go back and forth because his dad's got a line on some commercial building, but
Is that jug getting too heavy for you? Need a smaller jug?
but you guys would be okay if we put like a
Right here, Tom.
commercial building up and
As long as it wasn't, he said as long as it's not.
It's almost
junk,
gone.
yes,
I'm
it
doing
can't be
good.
worse
I'm
than what's
ahead.
there now.
It takes you all day to drink.
we're not
that?
junky people. Like
Well, I
that.
don't have time to drink during the
I
day
told
when I'm seeing
her,
patients.
Mona didn't even question it. She said it was
I
fine.
got behind this
Right, just-
afternoon.
So what are you doing here? I'm
Didn't
not
want a
sure.
bunch of
What's this? Is
stuff
this,
to it.
you drink that one and pee in that one?
We won't.
No,
be like-
I'm gonna be on a meeting.
We want to place it where she gets
Completely
hydrated
quiet.
and builds muscles.
That's exactly what it
Yeah,
is.
as far as no
Else I saw
talking
that
in the
one, I was
beginning.
like you, it was like
The
bigger.
thing is, I think we'd have to tear it.
I don't
By
want
half hour.
The
Like,
other
we
day
just
when
put
we
it
were
on,
meeting,
you know.
I almost laughed out loud.
I do one handed,
Oh,
thank
we're
you.
doing the rest of it this fall, so.
I don't want to be
Parking lot.
obnoxious.
So what do you got in there? Rum and coke or something?
Please,
Just
are you
water.
gonna ask her about the muffin topper tonight?
What is a
Or
muffin?
what's
Yeah,
it
just
called?
like
A muffin?
catch your extra.
Muffin
cement.
muncher.
Muffin muncher.
What?
Muffin monster.
Okay, what is it?
Muffin.
Muffin muncher.
It won't be as good as
I'm not gonna
the,
make an ass.
you did it last time, it just cracked me up.
Yeah, so see, I don't know if like something's not connected.
What was the
but there's
last
something.
one? Got it.
Hot box.
Hot
What happens when you click on that?
I needed my math.
What is it? Does it like chew up roots
I've
or
tried it like
something?
that.
Yeah, at the bottom.
Is that what this?
Chews up the chunks. Chews up the
I
chunky
have no
bits.
idea.
They call it a muffin masher.
Yeah.
I read it, I'm like, Caitlin's gonna love this one.
I'm not even gonna ask.
Well, I actually had Phil
You have to ask, it's
Bogey
your-
called
it's
me and
your
asked me
job.
what it was.
No.
He said, what's this you're buying at the
Okay,
place?
now
Where I buy muffin?
because you looked at it.
Yeah.
Think about it.
This season.
So I thought you were going and selling muffins and stuff.
I
Okay.
read it. I just don't retain it
Yeah,
very
there we
well.
go. Thanks. man.
Yep.
Matt's
Okay.
on.
I didn't notice.
Don't
Yeah.
join with computer audio.
Don't join, I think.
You know, it's hard to not hit the
We
button.
should be almost there, are
So
we?
just like,
Yeah, I'm
don't
just waiting for
just
the
close
lights
it,
to
okay.
turn on. so I
Mine
can
won't like
start
launch.
The muffin monster
Have
grind.
we got sound going, Matt? You can hear us, okay?
I had to do it, I had to
Mine's
close it. Yeah.
Okay.
Mine's not on.
I'll call the August 17, 2020 City Council meeting to order. Call the roll. Oh, do you want me to, hang on, I'll read this other stuff first. Hang on a sec. Due to COVID-19 concerns and social distancing recommendations, the meeting will be open to the public by electronic means. Iowa Code Section 21.8 outlines the guidelines to hold an electronic meeting when there are valid concerns that an in-person meeting is possible and practical. City Council meeting, you can join via Zoom or you can watch it on we got
Facebook Live
Facebook Live and
channel.
channel 117.2. Okay, call roll.
Hartman,
Here.
Hawkins,
Yeah,
McKinney.
Here.
Miller,
Here.
Welch,
Here,
call for motion to approve the agenda with removal of the police communications report be postponed until September 8th.
So. Second.
All those in favour say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
Republic for which stands
one
one
nation,
nation, under God, indivisible,
free and just.
liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Item A, petitions, communications, requests. This is the time of the meeting that a citizen may address the council on a matter not on the agenda. Except in cases of emergency, the city council will not take any action at this meeting, but may ask city staff to research the matter or have the matter placed on the agenda for a future meeting. Anyone have anyone out we got anybody out in the world?
I had somebody bring up the
You?
people on bikes. again this weekend.
Oh, well, we can do that in a,
I know, I'm
Different
just saying
section,
that
but-
they just wanted that brought up.
okay.
I did read that, was it George Johnston's retiring?
Yeah.
After, he's been there since I was in high school, so congrats.
Yeah.
Not that that was that long ago, it wasn't very long.
All right. Okay, item B, minutes and claims. The following items have been deemed non-controversial routine actions to be approved by the council in a single motion. If a council member or a member of the audience wishes to have an item removed from its list or to consider in its normal sequence on the agenda. Item 1 is minutes of August 3rd. Item 2 is a resolution on payroll for the period ending August 1st and paid on August 7th. And number 3 is a resolution on bills and the fund list.
Move to approve collectively.
I'll second.
All those in favour say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Item C is general agenda. Item 1 is a request from St Thomas Parish School to close 600 block of Bank Street on August 18 in the afternoon for the mobile food pantry. That's tomorrow afternoon. I think we're only going to close half the street, but anyway.
What time is the food pantry again?
What time did they say? But it's about 2 o'clock.
It's been different times.
Yeah,
I
so
think,
it's
each-
probably from 12 to 4, something, so you would cover it, but it's, I think it usually starts around 2. But it's between 2 and 4 anyway, so.
I could maybe help. You should call me tomorrow.
Well, I may be running late, depending on how my night goes, so we'll see. I'm supposed to be there, direct and
Faster.
graphic.
All right, I'm okay with it. Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion approved. And we've just thought, with all the many street closures we've been having and stuff, especially for the little ones, this sort of thing, I don't know, I said to Carol that perhaps we didn't really need to come to council every time we have one of these smaller ones. I mean, if it's something where they're going to close the street for the whole day maybe, or for a few days and something, maybe it has to come to us. But I just thought, they can't see why Jeff we always rely on the police and fire and street department to tell us, and Jeff to tell us whether. So I just thought, we just let them have the,
What if we had like criteria where it doesn't go in front of council unless it involves,
There's gonna be controversy at all.
yeah, like any type
That
of
takes
major
the heat off.
throwaway longer than 6 hours or something,
Yeah.
Some type of criteria where it just is kind of a default city manager Carol decision other than,
what do you think, Jeff? Did you think you want a time thing on it, or?
I have no problem establishing some criteria that if it goes beyond that, it goes before you or at least you're contacted.
Yeah.
But for some of the smaller ones, especially if it's less than a day and it's not a main street, as long as Shiloh and Chuck and all the proper departments are notified, I don't see a problem. with it.
the other thing is, like, again, I don't need to sign off on it, I don't care about the smaller ones. But I always get, as soon as the road is closed, I always get, when's it opening? Why is it closed? So even if it doesn't come in front of us, just send an email out to us, letting us know. Yeah,
Sure, you should be notified. And when I suggest anybody contacts you, tell them to contact City Hall. If it's after business hours and they need to know, give them my cell number.
I just personally like to know.
No,
I don't be like,
certainly
well,
you
it's
should be
easy,
notified.
I hate this answer, but I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely, you should be notified anytime the street's officially closed. The council should all be notified.
And we always do the same protocol, fire chief, police chief,
Sure.
get there okay, let the street department know so they're okay. You will always it will always come before you if there's somebody who has an alcohol license and they want to close the street for a dance or because that's required of the
Yeah.
ABD. So.
Or if it's on Second Street or Superior Street.
Right,
That
where
makes
it's
sense.
at,
Sure,
yeah.
sure.
Wall Street.
Dang it.
No parties on Wall Street.
0. All right.
So did you want to make some sort of motion?
You want staff to draw up some
Or do you want to just,
parameters?
I don't,
How do you want to proceed?
do you want to just say how many hours?
Yeah, I mean, if
Just
you're
say-
saying there's certain criteria that anyway, that we have to okay, or like a liquor license involved, and there's certain streets, I'm fine with that, without criteria.
I think the amount of time, I think that's another one you'll want to address if it's longer than a certain period of time you want it to come in front of you.
And then if we get wind that it's gonna be controversial, then we'll make sure to bring it to City Hall. And
Yeah.
I don't want the heat to be on.
No, well, yeah, you definitely don't have to make it if it's a controversial
6
one.
hours?
Sure.
What do you think?
Yeah.
It's
That's
gonna be
probably-
closed longer than 6 hours? All right, we can do that.
You just need a consensus, right? No motion.
I believe so.
I think that's fine, yeah.
Okay, item 2 on the agenda is recommend approval of issuance of beer and liquor licenses by the Iowa Department of Commerce for the following: renewal of a Class C liquor license, Class B1 permit, Class C beer permit, and Sunday sales for McCoy's at McCoy's 1447 at 1447 Second Street. Expires at 10/9/20.
Just an annual renewal.
Okay, yeah, but that's one. Yeah. Call for motion.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Resolution authorising, on item 3 is resolution authorising cigarette, tobacco, nicotine, vapor permit for Smoke Stop at 637 Second Street, Webster City, Iowa for September 1st, 2020 to June 30th of 2021. So new store. Not open.
The actual, it's co-owners, one gentleman is from Fort Dodge and the other owner is from Webster City.
So call for motion.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Item 4 has been removed. So item 5 is a resolution directing publication of the gross wage salaries for full-time and part-time and city employees for the calendar year of 2019. It's a normal requirement to publish once a year. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I don't really need Beth to explain it to.
No, this is what everyone gets to read in the paper every year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You happy with that, Matt?
Sounds good.
All right, call for a motion.
Logan made a motion.
No, he didn't.
Second.
Right. All those in favour say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Item 6 is a resolution approving change order number 1 to the 2020 electrical underground conversion project with Primoris Avenia Incorporated of Johnson, Iowa, by adding the amount of $16,773.75. Ken?
I think you can see in the memo, there's about 10 items that we'll need to relocate and delete and adjust. This is as a result of granting customers easements requests. So in other words, we didn't put easements where we would have liked them, but that is what it is, and here we go.
Well, it is their taxes, so. All right. Call for motion.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Item 7 is a resolution approving and confirming plan specifications and formal contract and estimate of costs for Blake's Auto Parking Lot Replacement Project, Webster City, Iowa. So Ken, we're going to get our driveway for the Freeman Journal done finally. So the traffic committee was happy to see it off their books.
Yes.
Anyone have any questions on it?
No.
So we'll call for motion. Opposed, no.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Item 8 is a resolution awarding contract for the Blake's Auto Parking Lot Replacement Project behind 748 2nd Street, Webster City, Iowa, to Have Constructions in the amount of $41,511. So, any more information, anyone on the project?
And you'll note that that 41,000 includes the $6,006.
Yeah, that
Like
was,
Spain.
yeah, Blake's already paid his portion of that, so.
When's it gonna be completed by? Is there a date on there?
Well, it's supposed to be completed, what was it, by the
October 14th.
14th, yeah.
Is there gonna be like signage and stuff, like directing truck traffic? And we
I guess we will have to do something there to direct them down that alley, I
Okay.
guess, to make sure they don't keep.
Well, and we'll have to change it a little bit to allow them to get onto Prospect Street.
Yeah, because it says,
South of Second Street.
yeah, it says no truck there at the moment.
Right.
Anyway, I'm sure.
Most of the truck drivers call in. The ones that from out of town call them to ask them how to get in there. They used to give them the route all the way up there into town and down the alley. So they're pretty happy that it's happened. So.
I move to approve.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Item 9 is a motion on request from the wastewater plant superintendent to purchase a Muffin Monster grinder for the wastewater plant in the amount of the quotation of $30,040. Is Tim on? Or?
I didn't see him.
Yeah, Tim. Thought he would have turned up, wouldn't you?
He's moaning.
I wanted to give him, I wanted to have him on here. Ken, you'll have to talk about a Muffin Monster.
What kind of information would you like? What it is what it is if you visualize two rotary disc blades standing on edge or end, and they simultaneously go together, and they interlock with like your fingers, and any solids that come through from the distribution or conveyance of the wastewater system goes through this, and it grinds them up and turns them to real small particles or liquids. So that's the function of it, so that it helps prolong the life of our pumps and doesn't plug up our pumps with
I did actually have
Yes.
somebody ask me what it was, so that's a good explanation.
I
for it.
appreciate the visual.
Yeah, we got the visual.
Yeah. Well, that's what the teeth grind. I mean, it's just like a big blender, two big blenders sitting side by
I
side.
thought you were almost going to come out and say it was like a donut maker or something. Glad you didn't say.
All right.
Okay,
I'll motion to approve.
Second.
all those in favour say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Item 10 is discussion on future of a building located at 605 2nd Street, which is a former bakery building. I got a, did you want to talk about it first, Jeff, or did you want me to just say what I'd got?
Go ahead, Mayor.
I got a quote from Have Constructions, who said he would pull the building down as is, not with any, just pull it down, was $52,500. But that's not filling in the basement afterwards or doing anything to the wall.
Getting rid of the debris too?
Yeah. Well, demolish the whole thing and haul it away. We were at 350, 375 or something before, I think.
Right. Over 250.
So the obviously, I think can we go to quote? Yeah. Didn't you say if it's under 100,000, was it? Is that right, Zach?
Go.
So if we could if we could get the rest of it, whether we're going to spray foam it and put metal up or whatever we're going to do with the building, what's with the wall that's still there, which means, I mean, by our law, we could just walk away from it and leave the wall there, which happened before. And of course, we have what we have today. So if we do the right thing, I guess we would probably spend, I think we should come in under 100,000 by doing that to the wall. Now, we could run into problems, of course, depending on, before we had some guarantees, didn't we, Ken, as to what would happen with the wall and things like that. There's some risk in this because.
Oh, the $350,000 bid had guarantees of the wall.
Well, I don't know whether it guaranteed the wall, but it didn't guarantee it, did it? It still didn't either, but yeah, they had more plans going for it or whatever, I don't know. But
So you're saying, what you're proposing is have knocks it down and then possibly also.
well, we would get quotes.
Okay.
Yeah, not
So-
just,
When you
So
say,
we would get quotes for that, but that was he said he could pull that building down for that. And then we would still have to get quotes to do whatever we're going to do with the wall afterwards and fill in the hole.
and just to refresh, so like the timeline of this is all happening when you and I and Matt got on the council, where they,
Like when we first got on.
right, yeah, it was,
Like it was already started long before we got on.
yeah,
we were.
they condemned the building or whatever, deemed it unsafe, whatever they called it. And then, so then Fuse walked away, right? And then we purchased.
No, well,
they never walked away, they just closed.
they closed.
So, but
They
we
worked
purchased it
there
from
for a
Fuse.
couple more years and then they
Yeah, we bought it.
closed and then we eventually bought it from them because.
And the next door, and the lot next door too.
Yeah,
And we took an option out on the.
I see it's still for sale.
We own the empty lot?
Yeah,
Yes.
we bought it from,
We own the empty lot. We
We
bought,
bought it from.
the city bought it from us.
That's what okay, I can't remember if we did it or not.
why don't we just buy, like, because I was thinking that too, I saw that small shop that we have the option on.
We have an option on
But
it.
it's for sale.
Well, at one stage there, he wanted like 35,000 for it or something, wasn't it? And we weren't prepared to pay that
It went down
much.
every year, $5,000.
Yeah, so the longer we wait, the cheaper it's supposed to be.
Right.
So. And at that time, we still don't really have a use for it. So, we just figured if at that stage, if somebody came along and wanted it, because supposedly we had some people that looked at maybe buying that, pulling that down, but then it was all too much for them, so they didn't want to have anything to do with it. Because they were thinking of doing something with that lot. But
And that's the end goal, right? Just, because again, we haven't talked about this in a while, but the end goal is when we acquired that lot, hopefully we acquire the computer shop and knock Fuse down. We have a larger commercial space to hopefully turn into something.
yeah,
So
hopefully
that's-
somebody would want to build something there. Another medical center.
So Zach, would we go out for bid for the demolition of it as well?
Well,
Quote, yeah.
Or
Quoted.
both? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'd be told, I think the whole project cost will be under the 130,000, whatever the threshold is now for bid.
Okay, back, so we're saying we don't.
We
have-
don't have to go to bid if it's under 130,000.
Okay, so then why would we have to go out to bid for the wall? Just to see who wanted to do it?
Well, everybody's just.
Well, we wouldn't go, we'd just quit a quote for it. So we got to get some quotes so we're doing a due
Okay,
diligence.
I
on it.
got you.
And I don't know, I mean, maybe somebody else will come in and say they can pull the building down for 40,000. I doubt it, but you never know. We haven't asked anybody else.
What
I
about,
just wanted to have an idea of what if we just you go ahead and pull the building down, what is it going to cost us?
who owns the boiler next to it? Is it,
Sue Erickson.
Sue Erickson, yeah, main attraction. Have we contacted her? I mean, what does she think?
She was contacted originally when the last bidding went out.
Mhm.
Okay.
But that was at the time they were talking about putting
And
Right
once
back
we
up.
expose her wall though, we could step away.
Under state
but we
law,
wanna-
under state law, when you pull the building down, isn't that right? Under state law, when you pull that building down, that wall becomes hers.
technically their wall is considered exterior, so.
Yeah.
So most people don't put the,
So you do the right
Something.
thing. I mean, you do the right thing and you
True
you
Value
cover
did it,
that.
Jiffy just did it.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
The idea being, if you're gonna have a building next door, you don't need enough brick, you don't have to put brick back in, you can just,
No.
because eventually you hope the idea you won't see it in.
so if we're talking about it, we need to touch base with her too.
Well, she'd be notified, we're gonna. But we wouldn't leave it, we're not gonna leave it like it was like last time, so.
I definitely like to get stuff rolling on it.
Well, it'd be nice to have
Set
it
it
down. I
like
mean, we are following our own rules in some ways.
For instance, I was thinking about stopping, kind of asking them, hey, what are you doing? I assumed they're a family from out of town. It was a couple, I'm guessing in their late 30s, early 40s, around my age, and 3 or 4 kids. And they're walking around Main Street. And I was driving around the other morning, and they're like peeking in windows, and they're kind of looking around, and they're reading those kiosks we have, which no one reads unless you're from out of town. So that was like the first giveaway. So I'm like, I wonder what they're doing here. And I see them walk up to Food's Bakery, and they're just like, you can kind of see the scrunches of the nose, looking around, and to us, it kind of falls into that, minutia, Webster City. We just go, oh yeah, it's the old Food's building. But from out of town folks, or people looking at our Main Street for the first time, it is kind of rough, and I hate knocking buildings down, but if there's no future for it anyway, it might as well. And it's technically one less empty store.
It's our hard way to go.
So the
about it.
ratio goes up.
I mean, we've looked at trying to repurpose it and have, what's it gonna cost to try and fix it up, what's it cost. I mean, it doesn't seem
Is
to
it
be.
less than 50,000 to fix it up?
No,
I thought at this point, just cut lots.
No,
it's another 3, we're, have a look at the Elks building, so yeah, so it's, how many million I want to spend on it. But, it's not, it hasn't got the character of the Elks building then, so it's not,
So for a point of discussion, to get to an end on this, I definitely would like to see us proceed in some way, whatever that looks like.
Well, that's pretty well all we wanted to know, wasn't it?
I get asked about it periodically, so.
So consensus is to go ahead and go out for quotes and then.
Yep.
Bring back to council when we have those.
Okay. Well, then item 11.
Point of clarification.
Yeah.
When we go out for bids on this, you want just the building taken down and the basement filled in and the concrete pulled out?
I wanted to have it separate, probably because we did, I don't want to muddy the water too much. So I want to keep his quote where it is. So, and he's only quoted just to pull that building down.
So it need to be
now we'd have to ask him how much it's going to cost to do the rest of it now.
Right.
So, because I was thinking, Ken, that if you were going to, let's say you were spray foaming that wall and then putting metal up, you would spray foam and maybe even spray foam down the basement part as well to waterproof that part.
Right.
They do that weatherization.
Obviously it's a different product.
The last time that I talked to Mrs. Anderson, she preferred that wall remain brick and not be covered. That was the conversation that I had with her the last time. She liked the idea of us leaving it exposed brick.
But she wanted us to maintain it though.
Yeah, but we're not going to maintain it. It's her building.
Yeah.
It'll be hers.
For future, we had to.
Well, we
every
can,
5 years.
by all means, I mean,
Yeah.
reach out to her. If she wants it to stay as it is, we'll leave it as it is, but it'll be, it'll be painted and whatever else it is inside there is how it's going to be.
Yeah. Okay.
It won't be,
I
it
just
won't be
wanted
pretty brick.
clarification. I think clarification on how we're going to bid this out.
Yeah, so we just need we need at least one more quote, don't we?
Usually you want 3.
We need 2.
If we can get a couple, if we can get 3, 4 more quotes anyway, so just to pull that building down.
Yes.
With an option to fill the basement too.
And then an option to fill in the hole.
Alternate to fill them in and
Alternate
to do
option,
them all.
yeah.
It's not like we don't have a lot of fill dirt sitting out from this 2nd Street project.
I was told that's gonna get used. Not true?
The dirt is, but not the black dirt will be used, but not the spoils that are at that Caterpillar setting on.
Well, I've got a few
There's a
places
difference.
to put it, but yeah. There was, I actually
There's a difference.
thought about when you were doing that, I was thinking, I hadn't got around to getting hold of her yet. She wasn't home, but one place we need to start thinking about having filled is on White Box there, where that accident happened a few years ago. Because the day we do come to do that road, we're going to have to widen that whole road out, aren't we?
Okay, so consensus would be to go out for quotes, to pull the building down and take away the debris. And then we'd have an alternate to fill the hole. And then another alternate to do the wall.
Yeah.
Right, 'cause like-
Basement wall too.
Well, yeah, cause like why, I mean, might come in cheaper, the economy scale, if they throw that on, but like, shouldn't we, because again, if Sue wants it exposed, maybe we can work a deal like, okay, we'll leave it. It saves us a bunch of money. She has I guess a more aesthetically appealing side, but she has to take responsibility for she has to understand that, but.
Well,
So
we're
maybe we
going
just,
on Go ahead, sorry.
no, I would say maybe we just wait on the sheeting of the sidewall until we know what we want to do with it. Let's just get it down. It's got to come down anyway.
We need to get it down, and I'd say we'd still have to waterproof that bottom part and back and to fill it. So that part would have to be done anyway.
Yeah, that's the main stuff, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you can do everything but the sheeting.
And then we could just worry about what we're gonna do with the rest of it once it's down, until we have a look at it.
And Sue, it's her call, really.
Yeah.
Well, it's her call unless it's falling down, and then we're gonna have to get on there and fix it, so. Right? I mean, that's gonna be back to where we are, right?
No,
That's
because
some of the stuff that came up with Hughes, right?
well,
that building
if
was-
it gets damaged while we're pulling it down, then that's part of the.
Because I think, maybe in 5 or 10 years, right? Because one building came down and then 5 or 10 years later, then the wall kind of lost.
Started having problems, yeah. Okay. You got a bit of an idea, Ken?
Yes.
It sounds like a working.
Clear as
progress.
mud?
It's about as clear as mud.
Let's review it now.
Okay. Item 11 is an update on cleanup drop-off event. Did we get a, we know
You
where?
were gonna check with.
What were we doing?
No, I did not.
We
was the
wanted to have we were gonna be the first or the second weekend of October, wasn't it?
Fourth or I don't have a calendar. right here.
There's one there.
What do you need to know?
Can you read it?
What's the first Saturday?
October 3rd or October 10th.
Yeah. That
There you
sounds
go.
right.
I'm sending it now, so I don't forget again. I apologize.
And to have it in that parking lot behind the.
24th is on a Saturday this year. There you go.
What's the 24th?
It's a special day,
Your birthday?
24th or what?
October.
I do it that day.
Usually throwing turkeys around that
I'll be
day.
gone having a baby. My wife will be slow. I'll go make it.
Usually doing.
You don't have to be there.
When did she do?
Well, 30th.
The 24th?
We just got our
What, you changed it
C-section
now?
date.
Ah.
What?
We just got our C-section date a couple days ago. So yeah, September 9th. Unless the baby comes early.
You can move it to the 11th. Like you got a C-section, yeah,
Push it
unless it comes early, you're gonna have it
It's
on.
not convenient.
It's sort of a little fixed.
It's a good birthday.
All right.
So what did we think?
My youngest is 9.
Do we still wanna, we've still gotta wait for time?
Yeah.
We're gonna be down to a month out.
I just.
We're gonna be
texted
down to a
Ursula
month
now.
out, I guess we're gonna have to.
It'll come together quick. Unless we don't have volunteers, then we can't do it.
I think we would want to know before we do the next My Hometown, because then we could put that in the September
Yeah,
issue of that possibly.
so if we've got enough volunteers and we can, we'll work it out.
So which date works? Are you wanting to decide a date tonight, or are you on a specific date, or you gonna wanna wait and decide that on the 8th now?
We could probably decide it over emails too, can we? I mean, if you get a couple ideas from the wrestlers and the other
If they say you
volunteers,
can, then
send an email out. You can just.
Yeah, it'll be either 3 or 10. It's gonna be, well, it's a second, because it's Friday, Saturday, isn't it?
We're gonna do.
Unless you're just gonna do, unless you're just
Yeah, I
gonna do
thought we talked
Saturday.
We
one
said
day.
just one day.
You only wanna work one day, don't you wanna work Friday?
When were you gonna be gone?
Friday and
I
Saturday.
don't recall.
I'll talk to Brady.
If I
I think I've
remember,
gone
it was,
both days.
if I remember, it was both weeks.
Uh.
but There's 2 weeks, not bad.
You can take my job, which is usually collecting free old donations.
Oh, free will to me?
Not to you, to the wrestlers.
The wrestlers.
Future, your guy be a wrestler someday.
I think you had decided just on Saturday.
Yeah, we
to do
did.
it,
Yeah,
8
Did
to.
I guess-
your family come in to visit at all? Because that was helpful that year.
they've been there a few years in a row. So.
Here's your volunteers.
It happened.
Like 8 to.
Midnight or so. You can do it one day, might as well just go all day.
Stop.
Oh,
The trouble is you run out of bins.
Mhm.
And that's the problem. I need to talk to the trash man in case, I would hopefully that's out of, because normally everyone does it at the beginning of the year and we have to get bins, so, because everybody else is doing cleanups around the same time. So I guess we'll talk to him and see if,
Well,
Yeah, see
getting
how-
them there and back is the issue too.
yeah, but if he's got enough bins, then we can just keep filling them, but if we can't empty them quite quick enough, then we run out. So,
Right.
so we're, they normally work till 11 on Saturdays.
Can't they just give you
So-
one of their trucks? So you can drive it?
We just go in, break the gate down and go tip them. It's a landfill that's the problem. It's not the trash man. I guess we could ask the landfill if they'd stay open an extra hour for us, but that's usually all they might give us an hour. Occasionally they do.
All
I
right.
think whatever you can do is gonna be appreciated, so it's just gonna be an abbreviated cleanup this year and.
I guess, yeah, and if we're back to doing it in the spring, then I don't know, it might be nice doing it in the fall. But if we do it in the spring, I guess we'll be doing it, they'll get it cleaned up quicker.
I'll let you guys know. I'll email you as soon as I hear back from Chad.
Okay, item D, reports, recommendations of officers, boards and commissions. The following items to be deemed non-controversial routine actions to be approved by the council in a single motion. If a council member or member of the audience wishes to have an item removed from this list, will be considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. I have item 1 as a motion to accept and place on file the city manager July reports, electric, wastewater, electric year to date, water year to date, and the inspection department. Item 2 is a motion to accept and place on file the police department July report, and a motion to accept and place on file the fire department July report. How would you like to do 1, 2, and 3?
Yeah, to approve collectively.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Any other committee reports? You wanted to say something earlier about bikes, was it?
Yes, somebody brought up to me just yesterday afternoon about how they're a new property owner in town, and they said they've been seeing people riding around with bikes and backpacks all the time. And I mean, I have a lot of that on my street, which is, I've spoke with the police multiple times about it, but they just said, as a new property owner, they said they didn't really like that, and they were wondering if we could bring that up, if I could bring that up.
Is that like, bikes and backpacks, is that like alluding to like, like
Something shady.
something shady?
Yeah, like there's a lot of shady stuff going on in a particular house in that area. So
Yeah. I
they
agree.
just said
I
it's
see it
near
too.
their house, and they, as a new property owner, they were just wondering if I could bring that to the attention.
give me some additional information and I'll share it with Shiloh.
Certainly.
Couldn't it be something like, we got a lot of people riding their bikes around all hours of the night with no
That's what
lights,
they were
no,
talking about.
and nothing on, I mean, we got rules. I mean, you're supposed to have lights and things on a bike at night.
Yeah, and these are like grown men wearing black hoodies with backpacks on BMX bikes that look like they belong to children. So,
I was gonna say, like, there's been times I've read backpack to like, beer night or something like that, but. might
I'm
be.
sure your
But I'm
face
like-
is fully exposed. And
But I'm like, oh man.
I'm like,
Am I doing something
Don't put
wrong?
your hoodie up.
But I mean, and it's usually around the same areas that there's suspicious things going on, so.
There's been, a few people have reached out different times and
Yeah,
said about it.
yeah, and this
so-
isn't the first time this happened, it was brought up again recently, and I've noticed because I live in a neighborhood where that's been an issue in the past, and I've noticed more activity as well, so I was like, oh, well, maybe this is the time to bring it up, and.
Is there anything that, can you set a curfew for bike usage or?
No,
I doubt.
not part of the.
I wouldn't think you'd want to say
Over
curfew,
today.
Yeah, okay,
I mean, are officers allowed to stop them and just say, hey?
yeah, I don't
but
know.
well, if they didn't have a light on or something.
I mean, yeah, because none of them do.
You have to, it's just, a bike, you have to follow all traffic laws, you can do
Yeah, I mean, none of them have lights or
stopping
anything.
and stopping.
Yes, that is a huge one.
Which I've never understood. Just
Well,
Well, if you're in the
That was a
road,
big
I get
deal
it, but
for
if you're on the
some-
sidewalks and
some
stuff.
members of our
Should
public
be on
down
the
in Madrid
sidewalks
at
and
once.
bicycle-
Right.
Bicycles should all be on the roads.
This reminds me, I heard a story, and I just wanted to clarify publicly. Golf carts, registered or not, are not legal to drive in Webster City.
Correct.
Correct.
I understand.
I was, a citizen brought it to me that they were told if you registered it, you could drive it, and I said I was 99% sure that was not true.
Now, a lot of communities around us now allow it, but Webster City does not allow
Remember there was a push a while back for that.
Long before we got
it.
on.
Yeah, probably, yeah, well, yeah, there's been push in a lot smaller communities, those recently that have now adopted it.
Yeah.
See, like, we're not trying to get off topic, but with the trail going out to Briggs Woods being no motor vehicles, but yet being able to drive a, golf cart out there would be kind of handy, for some people without a trailer, don't want to use that, but, anyway, totally off topic. People have said that to me before too, like, is there a way to make the trail accessible to, but again, it's
I wouldn't
dangerous to
like
come
the
on the
idea of
corner.
having,
Right, no, I get it, but
having four-wheelers going down there and anything while I was riding my bike out there.
It'd be a golf cart.
I'm worried about a bike coming the other way, let alone.
And those are annoying enough. It's true.
All right.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
second.
All those in favour say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Thank you.
Why did the police communications get taken off?
Charlie was under the weather.
Okay.
So are we offline now?
I don't know if you're offline. It still says recording live on mine.